Well, hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. First, I apologise. Issues out with all the boys' control caused us not to start at 9 o'clock, and it's now been fixed, so things are rolling. Join myself, Oxford, on the panel this evening is the one and only Bridgeman. How we doing, Bridge?
Oh, good tonight. Glad to get back. Technical problems resolved. Really glad we're on. And it's going to be a good night.
Fox is away for a lie down.
You know jeez, don't say that.
So.
Can I just say a huge good evening to you? Big good evening to the boys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, it's been a quiet day in the Rangers world. So what we're going to do, Bridge, we're going to look back at on this day for a few years ago, yeah?
Go for it.
Not. Was there anything on this day? I never had the chance to look. Let me see. Maybe not. Anyway. Right, okay, so we had the Rangers statement, which took about 30 seconds to get leaked to all the world, mate. It's a 19-page document, which we were going to work our way through and read it parrot fashion, but I don't know if we can do that now because time's against us, because me and Bridge only get paid up to 10 o'clock now. That's Fox's fault.
It's Fox's fault. I love it.
And because of what happened, of course, we'll be going for a bit longer tonight because we don't mind, because we're good guys like that, Bridgeman, aren't we?
Absolutely.
All right, so we'll be going to at least half 10. At least half 10. Is that all right with you, Bridge?
That's cool for me, pal. Cool for me.
All right, okay. All right, so we had the Rangers document leak, Bridge, and obviously I spoke to you on the phone, and you got a hold of it, and very professional document first and foremost.
Yes, indeed, very professional.
All right, and there's basically 19 pages in it. There's a lot of, if you like, I would say it's no plain English, but it's not the hardest thing. It's not been wrote by a lawyer. It's no lawyer speak. Is that fair?
That's fair. Yes, that's fair.
Okay. All right. Have you got the document in front of you, mate?
I have indeed, pal. Yes.
Yeah. So for them that don't know, it's split up into various sections. Do you want to give the sections?
The sections are the introduction, of course, the executive summary, key issues, material information not disclosed to member clubs, the Dundee vote, poor corporate governance, behaviour of SPFL legal advisor, threats made to member clubs, the SFA SPFL letter to UEFA, and there's a few appendices.
All right, I just want to give you this bit before I think we're going to open the line for callers, mate. It's a UK executive's duty, and this is for .gov, yeah?
Right.
This is for the government. Duty must follow company's constitution. You must follow the company's constitution and its articles of association. Promote the success of the company. Independent judgment you must have. Exercise reasonable care, skill and diligence. Avoid conflicts of interest.
Oh, wow.
Third-party benefits and interests in a transaction. So there we go. So
it's filled in every point there.
Remember who the executives are. Not the directors, who the executives are. And remember what Rangers have asked for. It's all about corporate governance, yeah?
Yeah, it's certainly playing right into their garden, in their back garden, and they've got to play it properly. And by the way, it doesn't sound as if they have. But
okay. All right, Ronnie Bell, I've sent you that note for your missus so you can stay up late tonight. Not a problem, mate. Right, okay, Bridge, if people want to join us, what's the number?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. We brought in the call by Old School Blue. Right, okay, to see where this takes us. Right. You've read the document, 19 pages. What was your layman's terms, what you read?
Well, I thought it was a very professional document by the look of it, and I don't understand a lot of it, but the layman's terms, it's quite clear, and it's, to me, our club, through Stuart Robertson and the board are telling the SPFL, look, you made a lot of mistakes here, and that's not the way to act as a board, and we expect better than this. And there's a lot of money at stake that was brought into it, and some of the things you've done through it, and you've allowed coercion and bullying to take place. Not necessarily.
The main points I took you to, it was first and foremost that all the clubs weren't given the information.
Yes, I was coming to that. Right, go on.
They weren't told that there was potential for £10 million losses in the Sky deal. And one of the answers was that we would take that off the naming rights and pay it back over the 5 years. But the clubs weren't told that. They also weren't told the fact that if they had reconstruction, the television companies would want to renegotiate. Now, you try to imagine selling your product or going in to start negotiations now in the middle of this pandemic. You ain't getting the same deal, Bridge.
Well, I don't think it'll happen like that. I mean, if they have to start renegotiating for any reason at all, they ain't going to do it.
But they didn't tell the clubs that all these things. They didn't tell the clubs that all these things were there. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't sound like our board have put it on this document, and it's there in black and white for everybody to see. If they want to believe it, they'll believe it. If they don't, they won't.
All right, so we've been joined by first off the rank tonight is Port Bear. He's on a final written warning for his conduct.
Oh dear.
And so he's on his last legs, and he knows what we're talking about. How are we doing, Port Bear?
I know what you're talking about.
Aye.
Good evening, Port Bear. Good evening, pal. How are you doing?
How are we doing? Very well, very well.
Who caused the chaos before 9 o'clock?
Well, I believe it was me. I've been told it was me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're on a final written warning. Simple.
Just blame Port Bear there. Is that a workman blaming his tools?
No, it's your fault. Simple. I will not talk about your buzzing.
How easy, anyway.
All right, what's your thought? Look, mate, there's a lot of callers lined up. You're not going to get long. You're going to have to get it out there what you think, yeah?
Yep. Obviously, I've come in for work today, Ox, and I've read as much, as I possibly could. So, right off the bat, he talks about, obviously the governance of the actual league itself, how, poor and shoddy it's been. But right away, I'm going to start off by saying, the deflection tactics within, 11 minutes, I believe they were given the document, and right away they tried to deflect, for what they were saying.
Yeah, we're not surprised, and we seem to have lost Port Bear. I think that JFK's joined us. He's only on a verbal warning, so he's all right.
I'm all right, aye. Well, it's a long time since the written warning. How are you doing, my friend? All right?
And how are you, Jimmy? You good?
I've read that document. I've actually read it twice, as sad as I'm JFK.
So did I. No, I had to read it twice to get all the information.
Maybe because there was big words in it.
Aye.
What I'll say is, for me, there is a lot of stuff that has to be answered. And if people were looking for a knockout punch, there wasn't a single knockout punch, but I'll tell you what, there was a lot of rapid jabs to the nose.
Well, my first impression was reading it even for the first time, and then the second time it was like a 30-second knockout. The executive summary at the start, about the potential funds of 10 million having to be repaid back to the broadcasters. Why was that not disclosed? The future SPL revenues would be restricted because of a settlement that would need to be paid. Why was that not disclosed? And then they were telling you there could have been a huge financial impact in the club's budget due to a reduction in fees from the SPL because of So why was that not disclosed? So this D3 at the start, Oxyar, an executive summary, I had to read the rest of it. No.
So what you're saying to me is, if you are, let me think, if you are St Johnstone, yeah,
mm-hmm.
and you're sitting there, and I think that's about 40% of their revenue, the TV deal, yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
and you've been told that you're going to get X amount going forward, and you're also going to get your money for this year. And all of a sudden, you're going to get your money for this year, but all that's going to do is be taken off for next year. And also, there's potential for that the deal going forward, the 5-year deal, it'll be renegotiated, and you've not been told any of that. Your thoughts are completely different. Is that fair?
Of course, it's fair. That's a good. No, I mean just in that alone, the 3 items in the executive summary, that for me that was a knockout. That wasn't a technical knockout. That's why was these things no disclosed. You know, and obviously as we go on the rest of the night, I mean, the reading gets damning as it goes on. And other places out there are for whatever reason, well, we know the reason, are saying they can't see anything really that was done wrong, apart from and you probably, I mean, Bridgeman and Port Bernard, who listened to different things earlier on today and read them, it was absolutely disgusting to listen to, and they're reading the same as that we're reading here. Shocking.
So we've got a state where you're voting on something. I'll put it to you this way. I don't want to go into what I do as a job, as you know what I do, GFJ, everybody does. But if I was to go and speak to a group of people with a deal, and they accepted that deal, and 2 weeks later, I was to tell them that, by the way, that vote you had, because of that vote, this could potentially happen, they would string me up, wouldn't they?
Well, I've been in that situation, you know. I do know what kind of job you do, and I've been in similar situations. You've got to tell the people the truth. You can't tell them that there's 1 carrot, there's 2 carrots. But by the way, see next week, I'm taking 1 of the carrots off you, because you know, as simple as that. You know, you can't just tell somebody that they're getting X, Y, and Z, and then try to sweep it under the carpet. And this is damning for the SPFL, and it's the corporate government's here for the very and the first party is just absolutely disgusting. You know, there was lies told, and there was truths withheld, and there was information withheld for all clubs. If these clubs had known this, would they have voted for the 3 leagues to be suspended? And this is going to get better as the days and the weeks go on. What I'd like to add here is, and the documentation was sent out to the 41 clubs, but there was no documentation sent out to the SPFL. No, they weren't supposed to be party to that until all the clubs had read that. But that, you know, that's never going to happen. This is with the worst kept secret going. But obviously, as we go on here, it's fantastic reading. And obviously,
you go on the plane with me.
Can I come in there a minute?
On you go,
I would also like to know how all the Twitterati and all the newspaper, all the press, they must have got a copy, or got eyes on it. Must have been sent a copy by someone. I don't understand how that's happening.
But
obviously, I do know
a different view for you and Fox.
What's that?
If anybody's surprised at what happened today, they're in cuckoo land.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying I know it's happening, and I knew it would happen. All I'm saying is I don't understand how it can happen, other than somebody's leaking like a sieve or some place. It's surely not the Rangers.
Yeah. Huh? Well, that comes as we get deeper into the document, Bridgeman. I think you'll see the guy Mackenzie is banking rights for a lot of stuff that was being released before Rangers took up the cudgels. Looking for an internal investigation, an independent investigation, and I'm no surprised myself. But that just shows you the way.
And remember what Rangers are trying to achieve here. They wanted them suspended pending an internal investigation. At no time have they accused anybody of any wrongdoing as such. What they've said is they want them moved aside to it's investigated properly. If these accusations are substantiated, and then you move on.
You see, I mean, I don't know if because of the time scale we've got tonight, but if you're going to manage to play Stuart Robertson's interview,
well, on a normal night we would, mate. But this is not a normal night.
But he said exactly what we all know. Is it? I mean, and it's a current bun in and the Daily Rebel that are writing these things. That not any time did any Rangers executives say that there was bullying and coercion. That was papers that were doing that.
And it also transpires that the people that have said who were bullying and the names were mentioned was two people who shouldn't have had the information.
Yeah.
Because they weren't part of the SPF board.
Yeah.
And that was leaked again before to these individuals before we got any further. So that was another issue of corporate governance, yeah?
Yeah. Of course it is. Aye. I mean, again, but it says here that the clubs are honestly were told they could only receive cash by voting the SPFL resolution. Again, that was a clear misrepresentation. Why was that not disclosed? I mean, we could go there we could run here to midnight if
these are the questions that Rangers are asking, aren't they? That's some of the things that they're actually asking. Why was this happening? Why did that happen? And so on and so forth. What was the necessity to finish the season for the lower leagues? Why did they have to vote on finishing the season when all they were looking for was an advancement on their own money that you guys are holding? I mean, you keep a set amount in each against each club, and it's not alone. It's their money. That's what they would be getting, at least that. So I can't understand what's the big to do about now, other than one thing is a big to do. It's Rangers that's saying it. That's the only thing that matters to them. And there's the hatred comes out again.
But we're going to look at the document, Bridge, but then...
Oh, yes.
All we're doing is regurgitating what the BBC or the press have said. We've got to look at the facts in the document. We're not doing with club... we're not doing with club justice. First and foremost, GFK, we've got issues tonight, so I don't know if it might be just me and you talking for a while. There's a lot happening.
That's all right, mate. I can talk to the crews come home.
But as I said to Fox Bridge before the show started, a very, very well put together document.
Definitely.
Walked you through it, and if I had that to look at in my day job, I would be pleased that was the standard of document. I had to look at the information. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So
can I just read out a couple of points from the document just to get the flavour of it?
But we're going to go through it in order, Bridge.
I don't want to be jumping back and for it.
No, I'm on the executive side of that, so I just on that.
All right, what have you on the executive side?
Well, there's 4 points here that I think are really clue. They're really, I can't even get the word out there. The SPFL did not provide member clubs with all material information available to allow members to make fully informed decisions on the written resolution presented to them. That's number one. 2, the SPFL misrepresented the situation to members through material non-disclosure. Neil Doncaster, as a director and chief executive of the SPFL, breached his duty to exercise the care, skill and diligence expected of a person in his position. And lastly, there are reasonable grounds for suspecting that Neil Doncaster may have breached his fiduciary duties as the director of the SPFL.
Well, as a director of the SPL, yeah. As I said about the executive, as a director, his duties are to act for the proper purpose. He's got a duty of care to everybody, to avoid conflict of interest, to take no third-party benefits, to close self-dealing and to promote company success. Mm-hmm. That's the director's duty in the UK.
Yep.
The duties of a director in the UK. And that's the problem that Mr. Doncaster's got. It's corporate governance that's his issue and our club's issue. Yeah.
The last part of the... There you go, Bridgman.
No. Sorry, I was going to ask both of you a question.
There you go.
And do you think that the rest of the clubs in our league have got the gumption, the wherewithal to understand exactly why Rangers are what they're doing and why they're doing it?
Yeah, well, I think. I mean, obviously, the deeper you go into the document, which we're going to go into later on, I see what I've read the other day is that Rangers have not disclosed everything. They will disclose other things at the EGM next week, and that is very good and cute of Rangers to do that.
Also, what we've not got is I've not been able to find the appendixes anyway.
No.
Yeah.
No. So that's that. We know that's all about. And Rangers have been very clever in doing that. You know, it's like, no, you should know that as well as me, Bridgeman. When you go in front of the old man with a hat and that, you know, you got to make sure you've got a wee ace up your sleeve to maybe say it's either a 30 day or a 90 day.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Absolutely.
So
please make it the lightest, Your Honour.
Well, aye. So I mean that the executive summary in that aspect, you know,
But let's start. That's what I mean, Bridge. How we'll jump, because before that, there's seven things that Rangers want looked into by the appropriate expert. Yeah. And these are the preparation and content of the briefing note and paper sent to member clubs with the resolution information. Yeah.
Right.
The decision to announce the result of an incomplete vote before all votes have been received. Well, that's been a farce for day one. The decision to disregard the vote submitted by Dundee FC and allow them to vote a second time. I think the QC who advised Partick Thistle said that was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Only one QC, but that's what we know at the moment. The appropriateness of communication between the executives, the SPL and other football governing bodies in relation to the completion of season 2019 and 20. So somebody for the SPFL executive must have told other people who then spoke to clubs when they had no right to, because it's an in-house thing. The interaction of the SPFL executive with clubs during the voting process, including the disclosure to clubs and how other member clubs had voted. That would be seen as coercion. If it was an industrial vote, it would be null and void, and an employer would want the union in court, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Complying with the SPL's directors with the statutory and common law duties owned by them in relation to the resolution. That's what we're talking about, corporate governance. Any other matters which the experts consider relevant. So that's what Rangers want. They just want these 6 points plus any other business looked at. And it's quite simple. If you've nothing to hide, what do you fear, JFK?
Exactly. See, that's been the sticking bit for me, is that, I mean, if you've done nothing wrong, then just, well, come on, let's see it. You know, don't keep me threatening. And that's what they've been doing, Ox, here since the very start. They've been threatening, making accusations against Rangers, and behind closed doors and their wee cabals and that, and saying, no, if you don't do this, then you'll lose this money, and if you don't do this, then there's a chance that you'll be relegated and all this, you know. So the corporate governance there has been absolutely appalling, and they've been running it for themselves. They've been running a cabal for themselves and no thinking of the bigger picture. And a lot of these clubs, even some in the SPFL top league, are frightened, and these people have jumped on that. And as you say, in any other business, God almighty, man, the gates would be getting padlocked and be outside with placards and whatever way you want to do it.
You'd also be told to clear your desk, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course you would. Of course you would.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, just going in. And we're only on page 3 here, right? The 19th page.
Pictures on it.
There's no pictures on it. No. just even going up to page 3, Ox, here. You know, that there alone is empty your desk. Out you go. Just coming up to page 3, and you know as well as me and Brisman that what we've read today, we've all read it twice, and you're thinking, my God, how many others are involved in this? And I think we know how many others and what others.
And the problem is with Neil Doncaster, he might not have done some of these things or things, but ultimately he's responsible for all, and that's why he gets £400,000 a year.
I think they're very worried, these people. They're really, really worried. And based on the way you two guys are talking about it, it sounds even more serious. You know, if you follow what I mean, you hear maybe multiple voices saying the one thing, because you don't normally, other than it's to disregard the end Rangers are going to say, and that's all comes to the other side. But really and truly, you know, I've read through this, and it's quite horrific at times. You know, when you get to, you think, my goodness, this is all happening under people's noses. And still, the vast majority of clubs have voted for that. But obviously under the auspices of, it's the only way you're going to get your money. If you don't do it now, You're going to want to get
But what they weren't told, Bridge, and the big issue about money was they weren't told, right, you're getting your own money. Let's put the cards on the table. They were getting their own money or their share of their own money. Didn't matter how you done it. If you gave some clubs too much or you divided it evenly and waited there, we decided what was happening. They were only getting their own money. Plus, and that was what they were getting. They could have done it any way they wanted. They could have dressed it. It's been proven that that they had the facilities to loan or advance, whatever way you want to word it, to clubs to help them through a sticky patch. But what they weren't told, that money you're getting, because you've done that, there's potential for losing 10 million quid. And what they weren't told, that you might be losing God knows how much money because your TV deal could be ripped up. They weren't told any of that.
Yep. Yeah, but I can ask a question of you two. You probably picked this up and you probably grasp it better than me. Part of the thing about the Sky, they said that Sky would take over the sponsorship of the SPFL.
No, what was said in a committee meeting to answer the Stuart Robertson? It was a Stuart Robertson statement. And that's the problem with Jumping Bridge. We've not got to that yet.
Right, okay, I'll leave it till we get there.
But what was said was that the question was asked with Stuart Robertson was what would we do with the money with those Sky? And a flippant remark, how did they know if Sky would accept that? They would then take the naming rights of the SPFL, so it would become the Sky SPFL. That's worth $1.5 million. Right, in another 5 years, we'll pay them back the money we've got. What happens if Sky didn't want to do that?
And that sounds to me as if I've discussed it with them. That's what it sounds like to me. I just couldn't quite get my head around that. But when you've explained it, well, there you go.
If that makes sense.
It makes sense, all right.
No, you're right.
I'm only learning. And by the way,
definitely.
we're having problems, and it's no the show, it's Skype, and it's callers, and even boys who were in the call are getting let back in, and it's issues out with our control. Unfortunately, it's happened in a night. We would know the show would be really busy, but we'll not shy away from it. We'll be back tomorrow night, and I'm sure the same thing will be on the agenda, JFK.
Oh, definitely, mate. This is running now. This will keep us going through the pandemic. This will keep our minds all occupied. You know. You go.
I mean, as I said to you, I'm a simple man. I don't claim to be an intellectual bloke, but I keep things thingy, and the executive summary, Bridges listed out the 4 things. But Rangers have taken the council's advice to whether corporate law or whatever way you want to look at it has the concerns that the chief executive, because remember the buck stops with him, of the SPFL, Neil Doncaster, may have breached his duties as the director of the SPFL. Rangers understand that Neil Doncaster was a guiding hand who determined the SPFL's actions, but this is a matter that should be checked and determined by an expert. So if it wasn't Doncaster who took us down this road and it turned out it was somebody else, Neil Doncaster has nothing to worry about, because Rangers have only asked. There is potential for the guy to lose his job if he's had any wrongdoing. If he's nothing to worry about, let's get it investigated and let's move on. Yeah?
But the independent investigation that they instigated was a secret independent investigation, and
it was internal. It was internal.
It was an internal one, but I mean, they did it without asking the rest of the committee, which is the 12 members of the SPFL. So, I mean,
so when you're up for bad behaviour on Rangers Radio, which happens maybe once every week, or 2 weeks at the most, right? Definitely. I'm not allowed to help you because we've got history. It's got to be somebody who's impartial.
No, you're right.
That's the way of the world, isn't it?
Of course it is.
You can't, as it was said before, as Ali McCoy, I think it was Stephen Gerrard that coined the phrase, you can't map your own homework.
No.
Or you can't get your mates then to map your own homework.
Exactly. I mean, you just can't. You can't decide. Look, I mean, I'm preaching to converted here. You know, if you've got an elected committee, you know, the people who chair the meeting are accountable to the people who are sitting at the meeting. and they just can't make a decision without going to the body and asking them and getting their feelings on what's happening, and then if a vote got to be taken. So why were these two individuals decided to go and have a secret internal investigation? They then just come out and say, we've done it with the Deloitte, whatever they're called, and say, that's it, we don't have a case to answer. And that comes into the phrase that was made as, that's like just marking your own homework. Right. You know, and it's scandalous. So just, as I say, we're going through it page by page, but just coming, we're only at the end of page 3, and we're already, there's you can see there's 7, 8, 9 charges there. That the man in the street, the common man, and I'm like I say, I'm a common man. I'm reasonably educated, although people might not say that we're going to harm me, but I've still got all my marbles. Is it? No, I would be looking to be.
I would accept you've got all your marbles, but I wouldn't accept you were reasonably educated.
Aye, but in that aspect, Oxshare, then you would be paid off, mate. There's no, you can't do things in secret and then go back to people and say that we've done that for your own good when you don't know what they've done it for. And that's for me where I feel that the coercion
let's go on to page 4 then, where Bridge read out the 4 factors. Yeah. I've read out what Rangers look for Neil Doncaster, but there's more material and information. 10 million of potential liabilities resulting from approval of the resolution was not disclosed to the members. So they knew that and never told the members. Yep. Potential refunds of up to 2 million, 10 million could be due. That's a could. From the SPFL to the broadcasters and sponsors. 10 million represents 40% of the total 1920 members' fee payments from the SPFL. Why was this not disclosed? What you were voting on could have cost you £10 million, but they weren't told that. Simply. The future SPFL revenues that can be distributed to members will be restricted to settlements are negotiated with broadcasters and sponsors, which would force the SPFL partnering with other SPFL marketable properties without payment, e.g. league sponsors, right? Why was this not disclosed? Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
There could be a huge financial impact in clubs' budgets 2021 due to the reduction in fees received for the SPFL because of potential claims. Why was this not disclosed?
Sounds to me as if they're negotiating with Mike Ashley again. Yeah, right, absolutely. Why was it not disclosed?
Yeah. I mean, the £10 million, which represents 40% of the total 1920 payments, you know, that's members, it's the league, that's their payments, and they, for whatever reason, didn't disclose that, and that's shocking. That's absolutely shocking. That part there, they weren't told that there's £10 million, possible £10 million black hole that we are not going to be able to get back.
And then we go to back, because this was news to me. This hasn't been mentioned anywhere, was it? You've not seen it. No. You've not heard it. It's not been talked about. We've not talked about it. We've talked about potential if we had reconstruction, which Sky would do. We could see that was potential that they would want to renegotiate. So would I. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we never seen the £10 million that you were going to get charged. That was never mentioned, and we've never seen it.
This is the same situation that they're talking about the Premiership in England are in, where they're desperate to get the season finished because it's going to cost them potentially, if they don't finish the season, it's going to potentially cost £700 million or something like that.
It varies between. I've read figures for 350 to £700 million, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going by the upper limit. Up to 7.
The bad thing about the bad thing about this is that they were trying to hide this fact that £10 million could be lost. You know, what was their reason for doing that? Because surely they must have realised they were going to get caught out. Because if and when whatever.
GFK, when you've been in a cabal and you're bullied and cajoled and you're used to getting your own way, you never think it's going to end.
No, I know that, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, I don't know how the SPFL's paid its money with Sky and other TV companies, and that, how they 4 payments, 3 payments, one-off payment, and all that. But if these clubs were looking to get the TV money at the end of the season, and all of a sudden they turn around and say, I know obviously would have tried to cover it up, but that's something that Naney has ever thought we'd ever see, and that is absolutely shocking. That there is the worst at everything so far.
Right, so
that's deceit. That's not just corporate governance. That's downright deceit and trying to and lying to clubs to try and cover their asses.
So we're going to the clubs are erroneously told they could only receive cash by voting for the SPFL resolution. This was a clear misrepresentation and was given as the reason why the resolution was being processed with such haste by Neil Doncaster. There was other means by which the SPFL could have distributed the funds to its members. Why was this not disclosed? You can do A, B or C, you choose which one, or you might say, we've got A, B or C, obviously we're having 3, we'll discount that one, but why do you want to do it this way or that way? Further advances, club payments could have been provided, thereby giving members more time to consider the options available together with all relevant information. This was denied by Neil Doncaster and the SPFL's legal advisor, Rod McKenzie, who seemed determined to follow their agenda or somebody else's agenda and showed no appetite for exploring alternate options. Why was this not disclosed? Simple questions, Bridgman.
Absolutely. And glaringly obvious too, aren't they? When you think about it. It's quite intriguing when they start talking about these advances as opposed to loans, and how adamant the shall we say Doncaster was that there can't be loans, we can't give loans. Look, we get burned with Gretna, and I think people kept trying to get it back to him, saying like we're not talking about loans, we're talking about advance their own monies. It's their own monies. And allegedly, his answer to that was, well, they got that because they finished off the season. So I don't quite understand what it was meant by that, other than it was some sort of smart remark. But that's what he apparently said, you know. So I've not got too much time for the guy anyway. But if he's doing things like that and treating people, even interviewers, people from newspapers, if that's the way he's speaking to them, that's not right either. You know, very unprofessional.
Yeah, I think since that, I mean that statement there, or that note statement at the part of the Rangers documentation, and it has now come out that there was money given to Partick Thistle, there was money given to Gretna, Motherwell, and now they're saying they tried to say it never happened, but they were found out. So Rangers are rightly asking, why was this not disclosed? You know, and it's becoming more damning. Others might see it differently. We know others that will, but for me, again, you've been caught out in a lie. It's the only word for it. I mean, it's an untruth. Call it what you want, economical with the truth, but for me, it's a lie. The Rangers said that there was ways that you could give money to clubs, and they tried to tell them that, and they're saying that there was no other way to do it. So why was that not disclosed about the money that was given to other clubs? Total lie. Rangers have found them out. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, I also think that I'm not 100% sure because I don't listen to their interviews, but you would pick some of the stuff up and follow, and apparently somebody says that there's no way. It might even be somebody for the BBC who said there is no way they wanted in the SPFL as. They just wanted a vote. They wanted that vote. They had to win that vote because that set it in concrete. Because they could say we can now close the SPFL Premiership, and that's it done because they've already given us a vote. So and they all voted for it. Quite
just like you know, there's Gibraltar FA. Well, they're a good solid FA. See what I've done there. They've called their leagues, just broke that they've called their leagues null and void. Okay, so look, I'm not taking every single paragraph in this document, but The league reconstruction ones are very, very interesting on page 5, JFK, yeah?
Yep, got it here now.
Yep. The briefing paper given to the FPL board referred to substantial problems involved with league reconstruction. But details of these problems were admitted for the briefing papers to the club. So they've set up this task force, right, and said, "Hi lads, go and have a look at reconstruction." And they're sitting sniggering in the background saying, "Well, we know we can't do that. Why? Because the consent of the SPFL's broadcasting partners is required for restructuring. The significant difficulty in obtaining this consent while retaining the favourable terms previously negotiated with Sky was disclosed to the SPFL board, but admitted from the briefing paper given to the clubs." Yep. Why was this not disclosed? They're laughing. They've treated these people with disdain.
Yeah, shockers, isn't it? They're absolute shockers. Really and truly. There's no much. That's out and out cheating, isn't it? It's out and out cheating.
But it is. It's I don't know. Again, you're back to corporate governance, GFK. You've got responsibilities, and they're treating them as idiots, isn't they?
Of course, yeah.
We'll let them have a task force. We'll tell them we're going to have a task force. I wonder how Dundee feel reading that, eh?
Aye.
We were hoping for a 16-team top league, yeah?
Aye, well, when I read that, the day, and I'm thinking, well, these people at the top have gave what they see as the consent to go and form a 15-person committee to do a restructuring of the SPFL, when they knew all the time that they needed to have consent of the broadcasting partners. So why did they do it? Why was everybody told about this? Look, you can't do anything about reconstruction because we need to sit and have have consensus from the broadcasters. They've obviously not been included in this. So why was that no disclosed? You're right. It's a damn right lies. What they're doing.
Listen, there'll be a lot of people getting frustrated out there, and we're not trying to stop anybody getting on the show. We're having serious problems with our Skype. It ain't the show, it's Skype, and it's stopping us from bringing people in. We're trying to get it sorted. The boys are working away in the background, trying to resolve it. We're not trying to stop anybody on. We're extending the show to 10:30 tonight. We will be back on tomorrow night as we promised because it's even a bank holiday if we're on a fixed day after celebrating VE Day. We'll be back on tomorrow night. We're not trying to stop anybody for joining us or getting their tuppence worth in. Bridgeman, I think that's important to let people know, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely, pal. Well done. It's only fair too. It's only fair.
Yeah. There's been people in, we've lost them. And we can't keep rebooting the show and starting again. That's the problems we had at the start. So we'll hopefully get it resolved. And everybody who's got anything to say on this, from Albert to Stardog to Portbear to any caller that's new, they're welcome to get their tuppence worth on here. But we just can't tonight because of issues with our control. GFK.
Yeah, it's a shame that people can't get in, but the guys in the background
it's called Sod's Law, right?
It's Sod Law, well, good or bad, they're left with us three, so whether people think that is good or bad, we'll let them judge on that, but we'll do our best to give as much information. Enjoy the night, guys.
The good, the bad and the ugly.
I'll take the good.
How can you do that?
Well, I know you're always saying I'm bad, Bridge.
After a few drinks, Bridgeman, you can end up all three. Depends on when you look at it.
Right, so Rangers Council advised, it's in Appendix 7. We've not got the appendix up. I'm sure by tomorrow night we'll have them. Yeah, and I'm sure we'll have this in colour as well by tomorrow night. We highlight our pen all over it for other clubs. Rangers Council advises that this represents material misrepresentation. God, that's a big word. By omission for which Neil Doncaster, as the chief executive of the SPL seems, they're not saying it's him, but it seems to be a primary responsibility. It looks that way, subject to further investigation into authorship and control of the briefing paper. So, did he sign off the briefing paper, Bridgman, because he's ultimately responsible?
Well, he's a top man, isn't he? He's a top man. And I don't know if we're ever going to get to the bottom of did he sign this or did he sign that without having an independent person come in and look at it and do all the due diligence on it, see what's happening. It's got to be, for me, it definitely needs an external person or group to come in and look through the whole bloody thing and start quizzing them. And it looks like he's got dirty fingerprints all over it, Neil Doncaster, isn't he? But
it's beginning to look that way, mate, but only because he's ultimately responsible. He's either been sitting in his office twiddling his thumbs while Rome's burning, or other people have been doing the work, donkey work. But when he's getting his $8,000 every week, mate, he's ultimately responsible. I'll say that again. When he's picking up his $8,000 every week, I know that's not a lot of money to you, Bridge, but it's a lot of money to me and JFK.
I better believe it.
When the judges said to me, and the magistrate said to me, "I don't believe you," I'll tell you what, I put a better case than this. How dare you say you don't believe me? Dirty fingerprints all over it, pal.
See, what's hard to grasp is that, you know, he's a chief executive, and he signed this, and then obviously when you go into the next bit about the poor corporate governance, you know, it was never approved by anybody. So was it approved by him and his two cohorts? Who approved it to sign off on it? You know, again, I go back to it. You know, if you've got the guys at the head of the table, they still must adhere to the body of the hall, and they still must listen to them and take a vote on it. So why did that not happen? Who gave them the permission to sign that bit of paper?
We've all been involved in organisations where the people in the chair think they know best, don't they?
Of course we have, aye.
And eventually, sometimes, because they talk down to people for so long, the peasants revolt and they say, "Well, enough of yous, yeah," and you're off.
Yeah, you found it. Yeah.
In some parts, it sounds to me as if these people in the board have been very, very, very busy and active, getting in touch with the other clubs and things like that. And I think that's maybe where a bit of arm twisting comes in, and a bit of bribery, you know, here and there. It sounds as if that's been going on anyway, you know. So I think they've been quite active.
Here, I mean, obviously, we're going on about corporate governance, and a lot of it comes back to that. The SPFL board did not approve the briefing paper before it was sent to the clubs.
That's exactly that's exactly what I said. You know, that why was the clubs on the committee, the 12 members, given a briefing to say this is what we're intending to do, and they got a vote in it? They didn't get a vote in it. So
these two people took it off their own back, and it looks as if that was Neil Doncaster and Mr. Rod McKenzie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Aberdeen negotiated a concession from Neil Doncaster prior to voting that the Premiership clubs would be consulted prior to the SPFL board calling the Premiership. This was not disclosed to other members voting on the resolution. This means that Aberdeen voted on a different resolution than the rest of the clubs. Rangers do not criticise Aberdeen in this respect. Aberdeen were quite entitled to use this point and ask for concessions granted by the SPFL. The problem was that this was not communicated by the SPFL to other member clubs. They've hoodwinked them all again.
Aye. Again, that's two people at the top table deciding to make a decision on their own back for whatever reason. You know, and Rangers saying there that no, it's not about what Aberdeen did, and they were quite entitled, you know. But again, why was this not disclosed to the other members voting on the resolution? Again, nothing. The information was good. They just decided, let's go ahead with it. And as Rangers said, the problem is this was not communicated by the SPL to other member clubs. So, no, it's in black and white, Ox here. So somebody's been doing a lot of dirty underhand things, and it's just no right. It's no right. And we're the club that's been made to look the bad ones, and it's absolutely disgusting.
I'm actually. People might see it differently, and I'm no blowing smoke. I would like to think, if I thought this was nothing, I would say I would thought it was nothing. I'm proud of my club tonight, mate.
Aye.
We've got morals and we've got fibre, and we'll be accused and we've got cojones, and the rest of Scottish football should be ashamed. Bridgman.
100% agree with you there, and so they should be. Just on the wee bits that we've been reading and the way.
By the way, I'll rephrase that. Bar Hearts and Stranraer.
Yes, yeah, I'm just meaning that they should all be hang their head in shame, truth be told. If indeed this type of activity has been going on, and some of the clubs, and one of them has been mentioned there, Aberdeen. If Aberdeen were involved with the SPFL board just before the vote and got something off the SPFL board, then there's something no right. You've got just go out and put your vote. We don't care what your vote is. We'll do whatever you tell us. So the SPFL board have been actually in there trying to bribe, for want of a better word, trying to bribe Aberdeen to get a good vote that will carry their resolution, because it's SPFL's resolution, remember. So they're trying to punt the resolution, and they're trying to buy it, in some instances buy whatever. So
we'll go back to a simple vote. So we're having a deal and we're voting that you're going to get a tenner an hour. But JFK's made his own deal, but he's getting 12 quid. But he's getting a vote in my tenner. Do you think I would be happy if I fund that out? JFK.
Absolutely.
No, of course you're 100% right, mate. No, you can't be happy. You know that's underhand. You know, that's no. He's getting a tenner and I'm getting 12. Who's winning this? I'm winning it. And you're right. You know, so that there is another one. It's got to be sorted. You know, who signed off on this? Was it they two? Why were the other member clubs no?
The paper was prepared by Neil Doncaster, Rod McKenzie.
Aye,
fact.
Of course so it was.
They bought it off. Yeah.
Aye. And that's something that never, obviously, because the Rangers have brought this out. You know, why was that no brought out an independent investigation? Because it was a sham. It was a total sham. You know, the clubs have been taking a lenny here, and thank God. I mean, I'm the same as yourself. I'm really proud. I mean, I'll be quite honest. I mean, you know my feelings on it. I was kind of worried that it was the whistleblower was Stuart Roberts, and it wouldn't be as thing. I mean, Fox spoke about it, and I think this is damning. This is a blowing out the water for me. This is not just getting things sorted for the future. These people shouldn't be allowed to have any run in a Scottish football ever again. Ever again. And others who side with them, and we know who we're talking about there, who have got a bad influence on the SPFL and are still allowed to do it. Yep. And unfortunately, this individual is coming back in to the fore next season. And that's got to be stopped, because I'm sure it's somewhere down the line that Rangers will have some sort of evidence that he's involved as well.
Oh, I'd watch what you're saying there, because it's never been mentioned, and we've
no. That's why I didn't mention a name.
Aye, but I think I know what you're talking about.
It's. I think you. Well, what can you say? My thoughts on it are right at this present moment. Listening to what Jimmy was saying there, we've got things on here. I'm not saying that they're smoking guns, because I don't really know if they are or not. But I'll back the club up, because I don't like what's been said, how it's been written down. I think it's really, really good, because it clears it up in my mind anyway. But I'm not 100% sure whether that's going to be, shall we say, treated in the same way.
If they vote against this or don't take cognizance of this document, mate, it's tribalism. It ain't moralistic.
Yep.
Yeah,
100% agree with you. You took the words out of my mouth. I was just about to say
the whole thing ain't about Rangers or when the league's delivered. The whole thing's about the governance of Scottish football.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to say that now. Somewhere along the line, if they don't, shall we say, if we don't pass this or it doesn't get passed, it doesn't get voted for, then it's going to show up just what kind of.
And we're not finished.
Muddy.
If it doesn't get voted for, mate, we ain't finished.
Aye.
No, I'm not saying we are. I'm just saying them. I'm thinking of them.
We'll go back to the document. We're on page 6, and I don't want to get Derry Dundee vote again, because I think that a lot of that's been out in the public domain for quite a while. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's quite a bit on the Dundee vote, but I want to touch on the first paragraph on page 6, GFK.
Mm-hmm.
The conclusion of the SPL fails QC opinion on Rangers, Hearts and Inverness's written resolution leaked to Ross McArthur, SPFL board director, and Mike Delaney, vice SFA president, by the SPFL before they were provided with the SPL boards or requisitioners. Both the individuals told other championship clubs that they knew the written resolution was incompetent, and it was one word. And if Rangers or Hearts or Inverness had changed one word, the lawyer didn't have a problem with it. The SPFL board and Rangers and Hearts, who were told they would get support to get the resolution forward from the SPFL's legal job, because it's legal man, because that's his job. For the Friday the 10th of April. It had been disclosed earlier, and the amended resolution could have been prepared and submitted by members for consideration as an alternative to the SPFL resolution. The circumstances of it and the motivations of those who authorised it should be investigated. Those who participated in the league did not discharge their duty to ensure that the vote on the SPFL's resolution was handled fairly. You're just wanting a vote to be run correctly, GFK. What's wrong with that?
Exactly. And again, that's, the leaked memos and all that before people had actually been told that, about the vote and making accusations. I mean, Rangers, I've been held there of calls and spoke about very badly in all sorts of media because the Rangers are telling lies and all that. That there is, a QC, the SPFL's QC opinion on Rangers, Hearts and Inverness. And the resolution was leaked to individuals. And an amended resolution could have been prepared and submitted for members' consideration, but it wasn't.
And also, the two individuals avoided with the championship allegedly told other championship clubs, if you don't play the game here, the money will be distributed differently. So there's your bullying and your coercion for people involved with Scottish football.
Of course it is.
Right, so we'll move on. We're going to skip the Dundee bit, yeah?
Yeah.
And also, that's the bit with the threats to clubs. I just want to highlight that again. It was alleged that the CEO of Dundee FC and the chairman of Inverness, Kelly Thistle, were threatened by the two individuals mentioned earlier. If Dundee and Inverness did not vote for the resolution, the championship prize money would be split into 10 equal payments, and Dundee and Inverness would lose money. These threats were reported to Neil Doncaster by the CEO of both Dundee and Inverness, and he's been on live radio and told the country that of no time has anybody came to him with any bullying threats. No, so either the CEO of Dundee and Inverness are lying. Well, we know the Dundee guy might lie because he changes his mind like the wind, Bridger. But so they went to these, so either they did and they didn't. So we want to investigate it. Did they come to you with these threats, or the line is just made up, or did you ignore them? Not a lot to ask, yeah?
Well, no, you're right, because he has come out there and in his in papers and on live TV, live radio, and said that these threats never happened. These are all make believe. Why are Rangers saying this? Show me the proof. Show me what I've done wrong. There's what you've done wrong. There, it's there. And there's other clubs there that will come. We don't know about with Dundee if whatever carrot they've been given, if they'll come forward. But why did he not report the threats to the SPFL board? That's his job. He's only a figurehead at the top of the table. He's the man that chairs the meetings. Why did he not disclose that information to the rest of the SPL board and say, this is what's happened, blah, blah, blah. How do we deal with this? Absolutely scandalous, mate. Disgusting. The chairman at least should have been told about that for the CEO. Right? And especially about the threats. He categorically denied that there was any threats made to any club and knew this has come out. So he's got to be held accountable for this, mate.
100%. In his position, if someone reports anything like that, he's got to take it on. He's got to take it on and at least take it up with the people involved and or the man above him, the chairman. Maybe both.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Totally agree with that, mate. Totally agree.
It's going to be strange how any club in the league is going to vote against this. I mean, it's simple questions. What's happened? Why did he not do this?
Well, the thing is, there's small clubs in the Premiership who are frightened, and if there's been a threat of money being withheld, this'll impact on your club and jobs and all that. We don't know what's actually been said, Bridgeman, but by all accounts, there's been some sort of threats made about withholding money in some shape or form, and that's allowed clubs to just kowtow to it and just say, okay, I'll vote for that then. I don't want to, but I'll vote for it. And that's what I'm hoping about the EGM next week. It comes out that other clubs will know. Allegedly, there's other clubs who say that they will only speak at the EGM. They don't want their names put in this document. So we'll have to wait and see on that, mate. Have to wait and see.
All right, here's something that's just broken. A legal source has said that the problem for Mr. Doncaster is an abnormally large bonus he has coming because of the Sky deal. If it is shown he neglected his duty due to the CEO and members to ensure that he'd received his bonus, it would mean he'd be reportable to the SFO, not just the BISC. So it's all about doing the corporate governance again.
There you go. So he was getting a bonus off of Sky.
Aye.
That what it basically was, aye. Oh, well.
Well, no, it'll be a bonus for negotiating the deal, yeah?
Aye. So it's a bonus for negotiating the deal with Sky.
So £400,000 a year is not enough?
No.
No.
Well, suppose for
was
a common man,
was a bonus from Sky?
No.
Or was a bonus from the SPFL?
No, of course it's not for Sky.
No.
Right, okay.
It'll be in conjunction with what he's
Remember,
allegedly did.
What you have to put it there has to be legally correct, Bridge. You can't be saying things like that.
It'll be along the same lines as a performance bonus, and what it'll be is whatever he's negotiated for the SPFL. There's obviously a bonus payment paid by obviously the SPFL board have sanctioned that £2 million will be paid. That's the way I'm listening to it anyway. That's the same as he got his 91,000 last year for performance related, which was scandalous in its own. But if he's supposed to be getting another £2 million for whatever he's done, well, that's shocking, absolutely shocking, disgusting.
I'm looking at this and I'm thinking if there was any sane and sensible person who follows football, and for any team, it doesn't matter who they are, if they look at this and it's put down in really nice ways without saying too much, it's really, really good. And if they can't make their own mind up on this, to say, this guy's at it, this guy and his cohorts are at it, there's something not right here.
So this is what's maybe broke, and it's all innuendo, and we don't know this.
Yeah.
But we always ask the question, what was the rush? What was the rush to get a vote through on Good Friday? It wasn't exactly the Good Friday Agreement to use upon. Yeah, it was a vote on football leagues. It wasn't a matter of life and death, which going on at the moment just now. And also it's transpired that they had 28 days after getting that information with their own rules to make up their mind. But what was the rush?
Yeah.
And what was it? What was the rush? Because again, was the CEO trying to get that sorted so the 2021 league would start in time, so that the Sky deal would be in place, so that he would receive his big bonus?
Aye, yes, I was going to ask there. Aye, was that the reason? No, was
Because
that,
we could
so
never
obviously
understand what the rush was. But
no.
I don't know.
Everybody said it.
I don't know if Neil Doncaster does get a bonus or no. I'm putting two and two together, so he might not get a bonus. He might £400,000 might be enough for him doing his job properly.
You know, that'll hopefully all come out in the wash, mate.
The wash. Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening, and we're not finished. I'm sure we'll be back tomorrow night, and hopefully we can get everything sorted and we can open up the call and the show to people as normal. But we will be back tomorrow night between 9 and 10. So it's over to Bridge.
What can I say? By the way, I've really enjoyed the night. Great going over it the way we're going over. I'm really enjoying that. And I hope that, sorry the guys couldn't enjoy it the same as we could, but I'm sure that'll be all resolved, technically speaking, as we go forward. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, please, as you saw today, keep it going for the Rangers, because we're going to need it. The Rangers need us. Keep it going.
All right. Can I thank the boys for being on the show? But more importantly, can I thank the two boys who do all the technicals for us? That's Fox and Old School Blue, because without them there would never be a show any nights. We've had problems tonight, and it's very, very unusual for us to have problems. It just happened when a big story broke. I'm glad it wasn't when we won 55. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 10, and I'm sure we'll be talking about the same subject. Take it away, Old School Blue.